Hey, howdy, how's it going? We got a bit of an issue. Now, Helldivers has been out for about like 2 weeks now or so, and it's pretty fun. I love playing with friends, and that is one thing that we're going to be acknowledging here, is that with friends, this game is extremely fun. The amount of times you can respawn, the amount of things that you can do, the amount of stratagems that you can use, the amount of different guns that you have, all of it is amazing. But there's one outlier here, and it's that when you play with friends, it's fun. But when you play by yourself, this is probably one of the worst experiences most of the time. If you play on the lower difficulties, you don't really have that much problems. But like when you play like challenging or hard or anything below that, slightly below it, you are just not going to really live. You're given about 5 lives and your respawn is usually different and random. It doesn't spawn you back on your body or anything along those lines. And it's just very hard to deal with like everything. Now, there are a few things that I think could happen over time, like updates and balance patches and stuff, but I think that there's a couple things to acknowledge here. If you're playing solo and you load in solo, you should have these sort of, things that I'll talk about, like different buffs or whatever. And then if you use your SOS beacon to get a new person to come and join you, those buffs should be taken away as soon as someone joins, not if you use it, because there is the chance that if you use the SOS beacon, it doesn't do anything and people don't join. Now, these buffs that I'm kind of referring to are a bit of like, make it so that your stratagems can be called in more often. Your resupply is granted more often, probably even shorter, making it so that, injuries or certain bits of damage aren't as powerful or just certain things along those lines. And listen, I understand the game can be hard. You can die really, really quickly. It makes sense to a degree, but like gameplay wise, it is very frustrating. And I think it's completely okay to admit that. It can be a little frustrating playing by yourself because you're just dying and then there's no one to help you. You're not really getting much assistance. Now, if they didn't want to give buffs or anything along those lines, I say that a lot. I say along those lines all the time. But if they don't want to do any of that, there's one other option. Payday 2 does this, where you can basically create a loadout for the bots and CPU that are with you. Is CPU? Is this CPU? CUP? No, that's iCup. Just have it so that, for the Payday 2, system, they have it where you customize your bots, all that stuff, yada, yada, yada. Have that for this game. Make it so that you can command and conquer kind of communication with them, make them do certain things, kind of call out, ping certain things so that they go to certain areas. And I understand that would take that'll take a while. Okay, that'll take a little bit of time, but we'll give benefit of the doubt here. This company so far has actually done a lot for their game faster than most games have. A lot of AAA games, for that fact. That is one reason why I think it is absolutely possible to do this and just make that the case. Helldivers 2 is an extremely fun game, and I do suggest that anyone who has a bunch of friends, play it with them. Just, try it at least. It's extremely enjoyable. You get everything that's in the game essentially for free, and everything that you get to do in the game is nothing that you have to pay for besides just spending the $40 just to get the game. And that is kind of how, a lot of games should be now, but they just aren't. There's a lot of DLC, there's a lot of extra content later, live service, games as a service, whatever. This game it's online only, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. They do this right, and I do enjoy it. There's a lot of, you're contributing as a community. I've said this in past and prior videos, but just know that, I do really like this game, and I plan on playing more of it, but there are some improvements that need to be made so that you kind of benefit everyone, because you could compare it to similarly pros to casuals being solo in a group of people. It's very different. It contrasts. It's very different. People who are playing solo, they die much easier. When you're playing with a big group of people, you have actually less chances of dying because, it's 4 sets of guns compared to the 1. But yeah, I know this video is kind of short. I'm not trying to extend it super long or anything. It's probably going to be 5 minutes or something like that. But just know, this game's great. I suggest buying it and playing it if you haven't already. I'll be making more, some shorter videos at times and whatever. I'm going to make videos on this game especially because it's just really fun. I have a video planned to come out eventually. So if you are interested in that and you want to see that, just consider subscribing. It's free. It's all optional. If you want to, you might even forget that you did subscribe, but it's there so you can click that red button, make it gray, and yeah, thank you. And as always, I hope you have a great day, great week, great month, the whole rest of the year. Doesn't really matter. I hope that's great for you guys though. Anyways, that'll do it for this video. See ya.